Hello everyone, my name is AZZATRU, how are you, and welcome to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video of mine. And in this video, we are going to be exploring Geonosis. We will be going under the map, inside vehicles, and looking around the brand new Geonosis map to find any secrets that it may hold. Now, I've been asked countless times, when is this video coming? Well, it's right here. I've had to wait for the cinematic tools to be fixed. I actually made a video a day before this one, going around on foot with an infantry, looking at what I can find without the cinematic tools. And then as soon as I posted the video, I got the cinematic tools working. So I felt like I wasted an entire 2 days work trying to make that video. But nevertheless, the exploration of Geonosis begins now. So let's start at the Clone Trooper spawn for Phase 1 in Galactic Assault. And it's not really an open part of the map, but it's actually much bigger than you may think. There is a downed LA-AT right here, some dead Clone Troopers scattered around, the dead vehicles in this zone, and there isn't much fighting going on here. You don't really fight around here in Galactic Assault. However, if you go back a little bit further, in the out of bounds section, you actually get a well detailed and well crafted part which will become the droid factory. And people have been speculating, what if there's something behind the door? We will go behind it in just a moment. But there is a computer terminal here which has fingerprints on, it's dusty, it doesn't have anything else. There is a bit of a gap here where some rocks are visible through the door, but if we go through the door, what is behind the door? Well, there is basically nothing. It's just like a hangar door, and it's basic, as you'd expect. It's behind and inaccessible for the player. However, we can actually spy some ATTs. This is where the ATTs will spawn the sort of controllers for the ATTs. So when they do spawn, this is what the model will look like. And of course, we're going inside the ATT now, and as you'd expect, there is nothing inside the ATT, unfortunately. But there are 3 of them, as there are typically 3 that spawn in on a map at any given time. And then we also have some LA-ATCs, which drop the ATTs dynamically into the map during Galactic Assault. This is a brand new model. We've never seen this in a Battlefront game before. It's pretty damn awesome, I must say. It looks awesome. I love the colours. Something worth mentioning is that there is no clone troopers piloting these or the ATTEs at all. So when you see them in game, they're actually being piloted by nobody. Although there is also no clone troopers in the turrets of the ATTs either, which is kind of weird because they do spawn in on Galactic Assault, but also the turret of the ATT goes straight through the LA-ATC. Straight through. Because it doesn't fit. It's not possible. But there you go, you can see that the turret literally sticks out the front of the cockpit of this LA-AT. So in this area we have some waterfalls near the droid factory, but we also have a lot of Geonosians. Let's get up close with the Geonosians. As you can see, they're very low quality LODs. There isn't much going for them, to be honest, but from a distance they look convincing, and that's why it's such a good effect. There is many of them, as you can see, going all around the map. Now if we go under the map, there isn't much to look at under the map. There is a lot of terrain elevation changes, so it's really hard to see if there was anything, to be honest. There's just so much going on. It's quite a big map. It's definitely the biggest map they've ever made for Battlefront 2. But if we go and explore this canyon, which you can't access and you can barely see from the playable area, it's actually kind of cool. And I also spotted this bit of a hole in the map between the droid factory, and there's also a LA-AT controller here which spawns in the LA-ATs. Unfortunately, there is no clone trooper either. On the other maps, where you typically see a clone trooper in the cockpit, there isn't in Geonosis at all, which is surprising because that's how they look like on all the other maps. They do have a clone trooper. Now, this is exciting. The arena. People have been speculating, what's inside the arena? Is there a map? No, there is not. It's a really low quality sort of texture. It's a bit of terrain. There's literally nothing in it whatsoever. We've got a really big spy though, which looks pretty damn awesome, and there is nothing inside it. It just takes you straight to this really low quality crater in the ground, and nevertheless, it looks cool from the outside, but just putting rumours to rest, there is no arena map inside there. Here are some Geonosian statues, which are pretty awesome. Some of them around the map don't actually have any heads. Now, let's take a look inside the catacombs. I've been waiting to look inside these for quite some time. What is there behind the gate, which you cannot access behind if you are a player? Well, if you take the turn to the right, it comes to a dead end. Unfortunately, it comes to a dead end on the right hand side. Now, let's take a look at some of these Geonosian structures right here, because there are holes where the Geonosians like to come out of, but there's literally nothing there. It's just a big doorway, kind of. However, let's go to the left side of the catacomb gate. And wow, okay, so there's actually a bit of a left turning, which is weird because it leads to a dead end. And there's also another left turning as well, even further down. But why? There is nothing to go there. But if we zoom out, we can actually see the structure of the catacombs. And wait, hold on. That's a metal floor. Why is there a metal floor underneath the actual rock floor? That doesn't make any sense. But there it is. They've actually made a metal floor, which you can't see in game. No one can see unless you use the cinematic tools. I don't know why it's there, but it's there. And that is something I did not expect to see. But there you go. And as you can see, there is nothing above the catacombs. It's pretty empty and hollow. This whole terrain is pretty hollow. But we do have Geonosians flying inside them. Let's take a look at this area of the map. Well, there isn't much. It's just lots of rocks connected together, and it's really hard to see what's even inside it. It's pretty not even that hollow compared to the others. Down to ATT here, there isn't much to look at right here, but we do have some artillery to take a look at. Let's go inside it because I've been wanting to see if there is anything inside this vehicle, but unfortunately no. The cockpit's pretty short, and then we also have a hollow build of this artillery cannon. There's literally nothing in it, and it's huge, but it's got nothing to it, to be honest. There's literally nothing inside it, as you'd expect, and some of the feet don't even touch the floor, or they actually go under the floor. Same goes for the homing spider droids. Now, let's take a look at the Acclamator cruiser, which was crashed, and as you can see, it's got some burn marks just like the down ships we see on other maps, and inside it there isn't much to it, to be honest. It's pretty basic, pretty hollow. It's not the highest quality of model because, well, you can barely see it unless it's just from a distance. But I'm glad they have Acclamators in the game. It's a very nice looking ship in my opinion, and that is that. Now, taking a look further past the Acclamator, we do actually have quite a large map, but let's move on to the Halify droids, which are actually quite well detailed considering they're basically just crashed in the ground. They don't actually have any AI to them. They don't function. Inside a home and spider droid, not much going on here, although they look pretty damn awesome, and it's such a shame they aren't pilotable, at least as a reinforcement. Same goes for the dwarf spider droids. They don't do much. They just add to the atmosphere of the map and look pretty cool, to be honest. Now let's go inside a hard cell transport, and as you'd expect, there is nothing inside it, but it's one of my favourite looking designs from Attack of the Clones. It's just a really cool looking thing. But what about if we went inside the droid core ship? Well, if you're using the Galactic Assault Geonosis mod from Cade, you can actually run all the way out of bounds as a clone trooper and float across to the droid command ship and even go inside it. This is what I did in my video that I actually pulled yesterday. But as you can see, there is nothing inside the droid core ship. But if we use Cinetools, we can get a better look. So inside the top, sort of the command bridge sort of stuff, there isn't anything there, but it is really well detailed, and I love the look of the droid core ships. Now, if we take a look actually inside it from this perspective, there isn't much going on here. It's a massive sort of crater, and there is just some legs. There's literally nothing to look at. It's very hard to see because of the mist. The yellow mist really blocks out the vision from what you can see around and below the droid core ship, unfortunately. I did go under, and you can see the bottom of the core ship right here. It's actually detailed, which is interesting. I did not expect that. But nevertheless, there it is. And then we go to the second droid core ship, which is a little bit further away. It's actually got a lot less to it, which is a bit interesting. And then we go to the third core ship, which is even further away. And again, it's basically the same model as the second one. There is nothing there. However, let's just skip forward some time, fast forward the fast travel, because I went to the edge of the map and it goes on forever. Seriously, it's a huge map. so far out of bounds, it's insane, it's just massive. The playable area is just a small percentage of what this map actually is. If you take a look around, it's very, very cool. And then we have some LEATs randomly spawning, going into battle, typical AI that will fly around the map. And as you can see, the droid core ship from a distance is very far into the ground. All three of them are, and they look pretty damn awesome. As we go onto the map in the playable area, there isn't much to look at, to be honest. The playable area is pretty simple, and we've explored most of the exciting parts. However, we see more LAATCs right here. They have just dropped off their ATTs, and they basically come around this rock and despawn right there. They just turn around and disappear. It's as simple as that. That's where they end up. Some of them also go through the rocks. They go through the rocks because there is no collision, which is interesting, but it's one less animation change, I guess. So there you have it, the exploration of Geonosis. Let me know in the comment section below if you learned something new, and drop a like as well on this video. I'd really appreciate the support. If you want to check out any of the other exploration videos, I've explored every single map in Battlefront 2, including the Starfighter Assault maps. There will be a playlist on screen right now which you can go and check out. Subscribe if you are new around here, and I shall see you all in my next Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Goodbye.